Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another video rolling right along in the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Retro Spider-Man wave. Here we have Marvel's Electro, the classic Electro that we have wanted. We did get a previous Electro figure which was okay, but it just wasn't, you know, the classic suit. We did get the classic head, but I will be displaying this older one now with that ultimate version head and not with this one that resembles the classic. So let's get to it and go over the review. You can see he has lightning blast effects. That's what he comes with because he has those hands. Looking at the hands, I think they are different from that. They might be the same. We'll take a closer look. But the important thing with this one, he actually comes with regular hands. So he has powered down hands, which that other one didn't have for whatever reason. But Marvel's Electro. So we get the Spider-Man the Animated Series Toy Biz action figure line throwback card, which looks great. On the back of the package, we have a look at all the figures in the wave, and you can see his the gimmick or whatever. On the back of the old package, it would show whatever the gimmick is. For Electro, it obviously shows the interchangeable hand feature. The bio for him reads, as the villain Electro, Max Dillon wields full control over electricity in his never-ending quest to defeat Spider-Man. Pretty cool. Let's open them up. Okay, and here is the Electro figure out of the package, and I'm very pleased with this. I don't typically like the Spider UK body mold, but on certain figures it just kind of works out, and I think I just have it in my own head that I don't really care for it, but it seems like every figure that uses it I end up really liking, like the Vibranium Energy Walmart Black Panther figure. It is really nice. Now, I think the Spider-Man 2099 body mold would have been better choice for Electro, and part of that's going to be biased because I think that's the best body mold, of course. So just a lot of good things, but this thing is fantastic. The classic look to it is a nice touch. The hands are always really cool when it comes to Electro and everything. The head sculpt is nice. It's actually the same exact one from the previous one. I thought it was different, but it's amazing what little bit of paint for eyes can actually do to kind of throw some things off. So let's get in for a closer look at Electro. Okay, so here's an up-close look at the Electro figure. So I don't have accessories to show you guys. He just has the interchangeable hands. So you see kind of the lightning effect or electricity effect. They are the same ones that came with the other Electro figure that came out, and the EO figure, and I guess the movie Electro figure, right? Same thing, it's just the only difference is they didn't do, it's not all translucent. They actually got some yellow paint to kind of go over the gloves. It only goes translucent when you kind of get into the electricity lightning effect, whereas these ones were all translucent. Looking at the figure, it is a nice bright green and yellow, so not a whole lot of paint. We get some black paint around there for kind of a collar piece, and then the yellow lightning bolts going down the torso and the legs and his back. Now my concern is with yellow, usually over any color, doesn't really come out too nicely because the plastic color kind of bleeds through, and you know, it's just they would have to use a lot of hits of paint or coats of paint to really get it. For the most part, mine is pretty good. I don't have too many issues. Obviously, of course, the yellow is not going to be a perfect match as it gets down to the boot, just because this is the yellow plastic with green paint, whereas this is green plastic with yellow paint. But it's not too bad. It looks like it kind of faded a little bit right there. Otherwise, not a real issue. Right here around the hips, you might want to be careful because it looks like there's some paint rub already kind of going on there. And I really haven't even moved the figure around, so definitely something to be on the lookout for. But anyway, the lines are all pretty crisp, so no issues there. Here on the back, there's kind of a little scuff mark there. Very minor, non-issue. It's done actually very nice and clean. Same with the torso. No issues going on there. So that is really nice. And nice touch with these lightning bolt things kind of out of his glove. So this is obviously a new sculpted piece right here, this portion of the forearm. Just to show you guys as well, the previous Electro figure from the Space Venom wave, I believe it was. You can see that the heads are actually the same. It's not just like the bolt effect glued onto this head. The entire head is the same. I know it's hard to tell because this one has painted eyes, whereas this one was just kind of black and silvered out, or green. Can't really tell the color. We actually get some skin tone going in there and then painted on eyes, but they are in fact the same exact head. So there we go. Now let's see Electro's articulation. Actually, before moving to the articulation, I did a quick head swap of the older Electro head onto this newer one, and you know what? I don't think that looks too bad when you kind of get those blacked out eyes. I think it's a nice touch. It really fits the scheme, so there you have it. And well, one more. Here is the ultimate Electro head onto the classic one. His head, I think, looks a little small in my opinion because this is a bigger body, so it ends up looking a tad bit smaller, but it definitely works if that's the kind of look that you want to go for. Okay, so Electro's articulation, he can look down. The lightning bolt effect pieces are soft enough that they can kind of bend around the body, so he can look down. He can look a crazy amount all the way up, so that is really good. You get the full rotation, of course, and then you get tiny bit of pivot going on in there. Shoulders go up that high, which is higher than most actually. Get a full rotation, upper bicep swivel there. We get a double jointed elbow, which gives you much more than 90 degrees, so solid bend going there. Wrists swivel and they do hinge, and the electricity effect hands also have the same hinge going for them. The ab crunch goes that far forward, which is a pretty good amount. Going back, he goes that much, and you actually see a continuance of the paint, so fantastic job by Hasbro by continuing that. Same on the back. You get the waist swivel there, legs go out only that far apart. Well, it's actually not bad. He kicks out forward that high, which is really good. Leg doesn't really go back. You get upper thigh cut there, double jointed knee. You have a calf swivel there. Foot hinges all the way down, all the way. Hinges up slightly, you get ankle pivot and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So good articulation for Electro. Okay, and here are the two Electro figures side by side, and you can see there is a huge size difference between the two. The color schemes are quite different. Different shades of green, different shades of yellow. That one was still a good one, but still works for an ultimate version of Electro, but now we have our classic version. Here is Electro next to the Marvel Legends Stan Lee figure. And here is Spider-Man next to Electro. And you can see they are about the same size, kind of build-wise and height. If anything, maybe Spider-Man's shoulders maybe a little bit lower, but they are the same, kind of around the same size, and they do look good side by side. And as a nice treat, here we have it, the original Sinister Six team. Kraven, Sandman, Mysterio, Vulture, Doc Ock, and now classic Electro. Now that Mysterio obviously isn't the most classic. We will be getting the Retro Wave Mysterio later on this year. That would kind of be a little bit more classic because he has like the yellow gauntlets and gloves and boots. Well, actually, I don't know about the boots, but that'll be the more classic look. But for now, here is the Sinister Six. And because I brought out the slightly older figure, now it's not even that old, but that Vulture figure, the wing pieces pegged into the arms have now become loose and have a hard time staying in there. And that really sucks. So just be aware of that. If it's sitting in your collection with those wing pieces still in there, careful not to pop them out because they might just fall out and just have a hard time sticking back in. There's ways to kind of fix that and remedy that, of course, but it does just suck. So just a heads up on that if that's something that you're doing. But original Sinister Six. Now let's throw Spider-Man in the mix. And that rhymed, and I didn't mean for it. But there is the Spider-Man Sinister Six. This Retro Wave is just proven fantastic. And it's definitely nice to get that classic Electro. So there it is. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of this Electro figure. Or do you like this one more? Let me know, comments below. In the video description, I will have links to pre-order Electro to Entertainment Earth and Amazon. If you guys like the video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the notification bell. And as always, thank you for watching.